When you start looking at $5,000 per employee for last year and $7,000 per employee for this year, man, that is significant money. So really, if you think that you fall into one of these categories, definitely look into it.
Today we're going to talk about the employee retention credit. It's a hot topic right now, and we wanted to get everybody informed. So Ray, what can you tell us about the employee retention credit?
So a lot of times you'll hear this being referred to as the ERC, but it's the employee retention credit. It's a fully refundable credit for employers that have experienced either a 50% drop in gross receipts in 2020 or a 20% drop in gross receipts in 2021. And both of those would be compared back to 2019.
Okay. So how much credit can you receive?
So the credit's really good, actually. You can get up to $5,000 per employee for a 2020 credit, or $7,000 per employee in 2021.
Okay. So it can be some pretty significant credit.
Yes, it's significant.
So how do you qualify for the credit?
So there's basically two ways, right? One is your gross receipts would have had to have dropped for 2020. Gross receipts would have had to have dropped by 50% compared to the quarter in 2019. If you're looking at 2021, then it had to have dropped by 20% as compared to 2019. Or if your business was shut down due to government orders for COVID-related reasons. When you think of that, think of your local restaurant that it's either fully or partially shut down, right?
Right.
So think of your local restaurant. Let's say a dine-in restaurant, they had to shut down their dine-in services, but they could still operate as a to-go.
Okay.
Well, their business would have been partially suspended under government order, so they would definitely qualify for this, even if they didn't meet the 50 or 20% rule.
So can I qualify even if I've already received PPP funds?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the big changes that's come about in the new legislation, is that this ERC actually came about last year during the Cures Act, but the problem was that if you either got the PPP or you got the ERC. If you got the PPP, you could not do the ERC. So everybody went and did the PPP because instead of a credit, it's a dollar for dollar forgiveness on it. So the PPP was just a much better program than the ERC, so it made sense to go with that over the ERC. With the new legislation that's come out, they've made it retroactive that you could go back to 2020 and qualify for the ERC and get that money back. Now the caveat there is that you can't use the same funds that you used for PPP for the ERC. So there's some ordering rules there, things like that get a little bit complex that you may need some assistance with.
Sure. So if I do want to go back and get the credit, how do I even do that?
So the credit is filed for on the 941, your employer quarterly tax form that you do for payroll. So whenever you do your calculation, you put the credit on there and it'll offset any employer taxes that you may owe. There's still a lot of unknowns on this. It kind of got thrown to everybody and threw everybody off course, even threw the IRS for a loop, because now the IRS had to figure out how to get this done. So there's still some guidance that needs to come out, but from my understanding, what you would do is you're going to have to file a 941X for those periods for last year to recoup those funds.
Gotcha. Awesome. So just another way for small business owners to recoup some money here.
Yeah, and this can be big. When you start looking at $5,000 per employee for last year and $10,000 per employee, or $7,000 per employee for this year, man, that is significant money. So really, if you think that you fall into one of these categories, definitely look into it.
Sure. So that's it. That's the employee retention credit kind of summarized here. Once again, my name's Andrew. I'm here with Ray. We're with REH CPAs in Mooresville, North Carolina. If you liked this video and want to get more information like this, we do these routinely, so please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell at the bottom of the screen here, and you'll be notified every time we put out a video. Thanks.